Many people identify megaprojects with the Western world. In reality, most Americans will declare that they do everything bigger and better, including building projects. In reality, however, they'll be left pulling their jaw up off the floor after they witness the megaprojects currently underway or recently finished in China. In fact, in this video, we show you absurd projects that the world would find it hard to believe were just finished in China. In the US, jumbo-sized and massive structures are the norm. When it comes to bridges, the country is home to several renowned structures, including the world-famous Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. However, Chinese engineers have built huge bridges that have astounded their American rivals with their bravery and their brilliance. Let's travel to China, where bridge construction has evolved into gigantic and intricate architectural wonders that are impossible to match in other areas of the world. A global transportation marvel in which yawning 3 times gets you arrested. Stay tuned as we show you huge Chinese bridges whose architecture astounds even the entire industry. The Youngbaoshan Bridge, the longest bridge on the planet, taller than 300 meters and with 6 lanes, is the first jaw-dropping bridge on our list from the Asian superpower nation. The deck is significantly higher, rising 320 meters above a reservoir and 360 meters above the river's real level. With 6 lanes, this bridge is China's biggest steel truss suspension bridge erected in hilly areas. The lowest leg of the 186.5 meter tall West Tower is 110.7 meters below the deck, creating a one-of-a-kind suspension bridge on stilts. It is strategically important to the area's economic growth since it reduces the journey time between Guiyong and Huangping from 5 hours to 1.2 hours. It'll also assist ethnic minorities in areas such as Qinan and Qiandognan prefectures. In fact, there are only 6 other suspension bridges in the world that use tower piers that are taller than 100 meters below deck, and the majority of them are in China. The terminal is linked to the Zhuhai Expressway. The bridge's main span is 650 meters long. The 2 main cables constitute the bridge's lifeblood, and they were created using a revolutionary technique that was first done at this location in all of China. Each of these cables weigh over 4,600 tons, and it's made up of 36 through-length strands. They employ galvanized steel wires that are very, very strong, and if all of the individual steel wires utilized in the cables were detached and put together at the ends, the resulting wire would be almost 26,000 kilometers long. That's twice the size of the globe. The wires were built on the spot, avoiding the need for large components to be transported. The zone is home to about 70 million people. The HZMB has reduced the travel time between Zhuhai and Hong Kong from 4 hours to 30 minutes. The HZMB, which opened up transportation in 2018, devoured a staggering $20 billion. However, Chinese officials anticipate that it will create up to $1.44 trillion for the Chinese economy, representing a strong return on investment. According to authorities, the project was 2 years late, and it cost the lives of an estimated 18 construction workers. Engineers put the Youngbaoshan Bridge through its paces by parking 48 huge laden lorries weighing 1,680 tons before its inauguration. The Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge, abbreviated HZMB, is the world's longest sea-crossing bridge and tunnel system. It's a gigantic 55-kilometer-long bridge that connects Hong Kong, Macau, and Zhuhai. Prior to its construction, visitors and travelers traveling from or to Hong Kong had to board a boat. The giant bridge was designed by China to connect Hong Kong, Macau, and 9 other Chinese cities to form the Greater Bay Area. After 9 years of building, Chinese President Xi Jinping proclaimed it to be open. To handle earthquakes and tropical storms, the builders utilized over 400,000 tons of steel, enough to construct 60 Eiffel Towers. The Pearl River Delta is crossed by about 30 kilometers of the bridge's overall length. A 6.7 kilometer piece in the center vanishes into an underground tunnel that connects the 2 constructed islands to allow ships to pass. The remaining parts, including connecting highways, viaducts, and land tunnels that connect Zhuhai and Hong Kong to the main bridge. This bridge requires ongoing maintenance, and the government anticipates spending over $30 million every year to keep it in pristine condition. Even though the HZMB is amazing, not everyone can drive on it. To use the bridge, you gotta first get special permission, which officials distribute through a quota system. Even after receiving the valuable permit, you still gotta pay a toll. Because the bridge has not been licensed for public transportation, only small private shuttle buses will be able to operate on it. A train link was also omitted by the planners. If you ever happen to travel across the bridge, be aware that there are yawn cams set up to watch drivers yawning. In fact, if you yawn 3 times in a row, local authorities will be notified. So before attempting to cross, make sure you're well rested. There are, however, cameras that identify terrorist threats and special police patrols. Furthermore, because drivers in China and Hong Kong travel on different sides of the road, special merging channels exist to allow drivers to transfer lanes. Authorities predicted that 9,200 cars would traverse the bridge each day at first. They revised their forecast as new transportation networks were established in the region. Bridge of Green Juice. The Green Juice Bridge, the world's first single-tower, single-span suspension bridge, is the next Chinese wonder on our list. It'll greatly reduce the travel time between Yuxi and Shuxianyi, Autonomous Prefecture in Yunnan. The Green Juice Bridge connects the 190-kilometer Yuchu Expressway to the 9,000-kilometer Yunnan Highway network. The Yuchu Expressway connects Yunnan to other important national highways, including the Huangzhou-Ruili Expressway and the Guangzhou-Kunming Expressway. Aside from the tremendous scale of these bridges, the fast construction period is remarkable. The Green Juice Bridge was started in 2019, and it finished in 3 years. An incredible construction pace. The Green Bridge, at 798 meters in length, doesn't hold any length records, but it's still an engineering wonder. The bridge is named after the town of Luvzheng, which is located above it. Luvzheng translates to Green Juice River. The bridge protrudes from tunnels that emerge from steep mountainsides on each side of the V-shaped valley. The Green Juice Bridge is the world's first single-tower, single-span suspension bridge. Since it's supported by just the one tower, cables hold the end in place, and this indicates there's no more columns. This gives the bridge the appearance of defying gravity, which makes you wonder what the engineers were thinking when they created it. This incredible bridge also has the world's steepest tunnel anchorage, inclined at 54 degrees. Complicating the design and construction was the fact that the primary supporting parts, which include the 156-meter-tall high tower, the bridge approached on one side, and the tunnel anchoring on the other, had to be built into very steep slopes. The height difference between the bridge deck and the assembly is 320 meters, which is the actual equivalent of 100 stories. The Green Juice Bridge stands out even amid the intricate Chinese bridges. On March 9th, engineers slipped the final steel box girder into position, marking a significant milestone in the construction. Drivers will be limited to 100 kilometers per hour on the new bridge, giving them more time to appreciate the breathtaking views from the bridge rather than just breezing through. It appears that if a bridge doesn't break any records, Chinese engineers aren't going to build it. The Chishui River Bridge. The Chishui River Bridge, which towers 350 meters above the river, is the next bridge on our list. When the Chinese government planned to boost economic growth in the provinces of Sichuan and Guizhou, it became clear that a dependable connection between the Guizhou and Zhongzigu and Sichuan-Zugu expressways was required. The bridge, expected to cost $250 million, would span the breadth of the Chishui River. The whole length was a little more than 2 kilometers. Sichuan Road and Bridge was granted a full-service contract that comprised the tall bridge's design, fabrication, and construction. They could not have chosen a more inconvenient place if they tried. The winding, steep terrain made for challenging topographical problems. The geological obstacles on the Sichuan side, which included a cliff and a maximum elevation of 350 meters, put the team's inventiveness to the test. Working in collapse zones, rocky terrain, and karst terrain was extremely dangerous for the engineers. Sichuan adopted a design that called for a twin tower and a single-span suspension, spanning the bridge's 1,200 meters. The design, on the other hand, got far more sophisticated, and the company declared that it was the most challenging assignment that they had completed in decades. The topography made heavy equipment use challenging, since developing an access road to the region was difficult. The crew had to find out how to manufacture the main bridge deck as a truss off-site and then transport it into the valley, as well as how to design a system of 158 cables to support the bridge deck. Because of contemporary technologies, Sichuan was able to save days of design work in 19 months of construction time. The Chishui River Bridge opened in late 2019. In addition, the business saved about $2 million from the budget. This was owing to their efforts to reduce the size of the bridge tower base and the amount of earthwork required by 30%. It's an amazing world of wonder, and China holds some of the most magnificent constructions in the world. Let us know what you think of this and the mega bridges that China's built in the comment section below.